Windy conditions on Tuesday left several motorists across the state stranded on roads as dust blew through the air. Several Albuquerque teens have been charged in the killing of a cyclist after law enforcement uncovered videos of the final moments of the crash. As the 60-day legislative session begins to wind down, lawmakers are scrambling to pass the state budget, address bills that are stuck in committees, and pass the state's tax package. And Senator Ben Ray Lujan made a visit to Anthony on Tuesday to talk about the importance of investing in water infrastructure. From the Albuquerque Journal, this is the leading news. I'm Gino Gutierrez. It's Wednesday, March 19th, and I'll have more on those stories in a few moments, plus a look at Albuquerque's weather forecast on the other side of this break.
This episode is brought to you by the Kirtland Partnership Committee. For 30 years, we've been dedicated to supporting, growing, and preserving the Kirtland National Security Complex. We work tirelessly to enhance military readiness, foster community partnerships, improve quality of life, and promote economic development right here in New Mexico. Join us in our mission to ensure that Kirtland remains a cornerstone of national security and a key provider of quality jobs and investment for all of Greater Albuquerque. Together, we can make a powerful impact. Kirtland Partnership Committee, proudly shaping the future of our national security for 30 years.
New Mexico faced extreme weather conditions Tuesday as powerful winds swept across the state, causing highway closures, fires, power outages, and hazardous dust storms. Multi-car pileups occurred on major roadways, including I-25 at La Bajada, US 285 near Dexter, and I-40 at the Torres-Guadalupe county line. Low visibility and high winds created dangerous driving conditions. The National Weather Service recorded gusts as high as 93 miles per hour at the San Agustin Pass and 82 miles per hour at the Magdalena Ridge Observatory. The high winds triggered fires, including a house fire in Albuquerque caused by a downed power line and a fast-moving brush fire in Valencia County that damaged structures near Isleta Pueblo. Over 6,600 customers experienced power outages, with PNM warning of further disruptions in wildfire-prone areas. Dust storm advisories were issued for several counties, and Albuquerque temporarily suspended operations at the Cerro Colorado landfill due to unsafe conditions. Winds are expected to remain strong through the night, bringing freezing temperatures to Albuquerque and Santa Fe, with breezy, dry weather persisting into the weekend. Scott Hammermill, a 63-year-old engineer, was cycling to work when three teenagers in a car decided to, quote, bump him while recording a video. The vehicle struck Hammermill, leaving him fatally injured as the boys sped off laughing. Police have arrested 13-year-old Jonathan Overbay and 11-year-old Messiah Hayes, while 15-year-old William Garcia remains at large. Overbay and Garcia face charges including murder and leaving the scene of an accident. Hayes' charges are yet to be determined, and he is in state custody. The teens had been involved in a crime spree, including burglaries and shootings, prior to the incident. However, a lack of immediate evidence delayed their arrest until February 2025, when police uncovered social media footage of the crash. The video revealed the teens discussing and executing the hit, showing reckless disregard for human life. Hammermill's death sparked outrage, with city officials condemning the accident and calling for attention to juvenile crime issues. His colleagues remember him as a dedicated cyclist, and a memorial ghost bike now marks the crash site. The case has reignited debates on youth crime, punishment, and the need for intervention in troubled lives before tragedy strikes. In legislative news, the New Mexico Senate Finance Committee has revised a House-approved $10.8 billion state budget for the upcoming fiscal year. This increases reoccurring spending by $618 million, or 6%. However, Chairman Senator George Munoz cautioned that federal budget cuts, particularly to Medicaid, could force reductions. Key provisions include a $100 million investment in a new behavioral health trust fund, pay raises for teachers and state employees, and a $3.3 billion cash reserve to offset potential federal cuts. Funding for the Children's, Youth, and Families Department remains largely unchanged, though additional one-time funds are contingent on meeting hiring goals. New Mexico's budget has surged due to booming oil revenues, but lawmakers remain wary of the volatility of the industry. The bill now moves to the Senate floor with just days left in the legislative session. If both chambers agree, Governor Michelle Lujan Grisham will have until April 11th to approve the budget. The New Mexico State Senate has added several tax credits and breaks to this year's tax package, including benefits for volunteer first responders, foster parents, local journalists, and healthcare providers. These additions push the package beyond the $130 million revenue cap set by the new 0.28% oil surtax, likely prompting negotiations appropriations between the House and Senate. The House's version of the bill allocated $72 million from the surtax to eliminate personal income tax for lower-income residents, leaving $58 million for other uses. The Senate, however, added roughly $70 million in tax incentives, potentially requiring adjustments. House Tax Committee Chair Derek Lente expects smooth negotiations, though concerns remain over certain provisions, such as the gaming tax exemption. The bill, which also raises the liquor excise taxes and funds a new medical school, is quickly moving through the legislature. A full Senate debate is expected soon. And as New Mexico's 60-day legislative session nears its end, lawmakers are scrambling to address a backlog of bills, with some key proposals stuck in a committee limbo. A proposed assault weapon ban, Senate Bill 279, has been stalled in the Senate Finance Committee, frustrating advocates like Regina Griego of Moms Demand Action. Committee Chair Senator George Munoz has promised a hearing, but is yet to set a date, making passage increasingly unlikely. Meanwhile, opposition to the bill remains strong, with critics arguing it could criminalize law-abiding gun owners. While the ban faces hurdles, the Senate narrowly passed Senate Bill 318, which allows lawsuits against online vendors selling illegal firearm modifications. The vote was delayed due to a parliamentary maneuver requiring full senator attendance, which was lifted after Senator Pat Boone's return. Other pending bills include interstate healthcare worker compacts and an extension of anti-racketeering laws to cover human trafficking. With 100-plus bills awaiting hearings in key committees, lawmakers face tough choices on which proposals to advance before the session adjourns. And Senator Ben Ray Lujan visited the Anthony Water and Sanitation District near the U.S.-Mexico border on Tuesday, highlighting ongoing efforts to replace aging water infrastructure in the rural community. Addressing local workers, he praised their contributions as, quote, heroes in our communities. The event marked progress in federally funded projects aimed at improving water and wastewater services in Anthony and Vado. Nearly $7 million from the EPA's Border Environment Infrastructure Fund has been used to decommission septic tanks, expand water distribution, and connect homes to modern systems. Lujan emphasized the importance of federal investment in underserved areas, warning that proposed EPA budget cuts, potentially exceeding 65%, could jeopardize programs like the Border Environment Infrastructure Fund. While he expressed optimism that bipartisan cooperation would protect such initiatives, he acknowledged that drastic cuts could leave small communities without essential water infrastructure. If you like hearing all of the latest news from the Albuquerque Journal here on the Leading News, consider becoming a digital subscriber to the Albuquerque Journal. You can check our show notes for a discount code on a digital subscription and keep up with all the latest news from New Mexico's leading news source. Now taking a look at Albuquerque's weather forecast. Today you can expect sunny skies with a high near 52, and this evening mostly clear with a low around 25. To keep up with all the latest news from the Albuquerque Journal, you can visit our website at abqjournal.com. I'm Gino Gutierrez. The Leading News will be back tomorrow.